Excuse me, I would
Bearer
like
of
to
the
level.
curse. Seek souls. Lord, seek them, lest this...
It's what is funny thinking about it though is that, and it's obviously because of the small amount of information, but the original like NES, like old school NES games and around that time had pixel perfect collision detection. They didn't use any geometric calculations or anything like that. Oh. But again, that's because, and even though the hardware limitations were so limiting, they're just the amount of information that they had to use was so much smaller. There are cool boss fights. I hope so. I mean, one is I'm stubborn, but two is that there's going to be a solution. And even though the solution's not perfect and the situation is crappy, I don't want to miss out on the experience I could get from doing that. And I think more so just to show that it's not about... I mean, there'll be a little bit of getting better, but it's not about getting good. Sometimes you just... you have to find the way to get around a crappy system. Shouldn't there be there should be a dude here. Oh, one of the things I wanted to do though was change my armor so I can have a much lower equipment load. If my shield is on my back, does that still count as my equipment load? Or does it only count when I have it out? Big guy can walk in here too. Don't know what that. Right, so best tactic if you're really good at it is if you want to be holding a shield up to block just in case, you then switch shield off and swap to two-hand a weapon. These guys, the plan is not to be using a shield on these particular enemies anyway, so I think Having it as an alternate, does that count? There's a good... Go away. Don't want your friend. I kind of want to go over there to see if they can get there, but I don't want to see them succeed in getting there. Away. Leave me alone. Oh, there we go. Wait for me. If I see it on the equipment screen, it always counts. So, hang on. If I put 3 shields up there, they all count towards load? I guess that makes sense, because that's... well... no, it doesn't. If that's the case, everything in my inventory should count. Because I can swap armor right now. Miss on the 3rd hit. I wonder if the two-handed swing is shorter range. The dude's like, no, that's okay. You can be there. I'm cool. He started a DS3 character in case I skipped 2. Nice, man. Man, why did you both have to decide to come join the party? I don't want to fight 2 guys at once. That's too much sword fest. Oh, okay, hang on. This is fine. Ah. Okay, if you're not gonna... See, I can't trust that you won't come fight me, though. I don't like that you have a lance, fella. Or a spear. Oh, what's that? Okay. Jerk. That guy always sucks. Yeah. There was a lot of hate. There is a lot of hate too about the how you can get interrupted going through a boss mist. What were they thinking there? Like someone had to have a stroke when they were making that decision. Well, I don't know that. And the other thing is too, most consumers won't know that. Whoa! I thought he was dead. Why weren't you dead? It's a lightning sword. Unable to use it. Why? What am I missing? I need 10 decks. Okay, okay. That's got a decent chunk of damage. Considering that's a... Is that a +1? No, it's just a regular Hide Knight sword. And it's only a small amount of damage less. What is that stat on the right side? That's almost comparable damage then. That is more damage, isn't it? 50 lightning, 30 something else, minus 75. That's like +5 damage and it's a base model weapon. Oh, the blue ones are for blocking. Okay, so it's still 25 damage less. Wait, the red is my damage output? No, the red is What the damage? Oh, the total, not a negative. Right side is blocking. Yeah, red. I see what you're saying. Red symbols. So that's 125 damage. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. Versus 168. So it's 43 damage less, but it has a lightning component, which would be if something's got less lightning resistance. Or is weak to lightning? That's where it's a tough comparison. Like, you have to compare weak to regular versus weak to lightning on enemies you don't know. I feel that I often feel the same sort of situation in these moments that I would compare to any good roguelike, where when you're both one shot away from death, they have a huge advantage. Because them dying means nothing. But me dying means everything. It's okay, man. I know you're playing as well. Hey, Khan. Thanks, man. Dude, I hope you get better, man. Hope things are going okay. Be safe, dude. Part of me wants to run out and get my my souls. That's money. That's money right there. Pull these jerks back as far as I can. That way... Okay. I mean, I'm getting to that dragon. That's my goal. We're getting to the dragon. And I'm hoping there's a chain that I use that drops that drawbridge just flat on its head and kills it. Let's get it. Come on. It always feels so calm and creepy. Alright. So the worst case scenario, I don't have to kill those guys again. Because last thing I want to do is lose my souls. Come fight me down in here, dude. If not, fight me further away. Yeah. Come fight me all the way back. Yeah. No. Come on. You can do it. It's okay. Don't be scared. Come here, baby. Come on. Gets to dragon, proceeds to die, leaves souls at dragon. Stop it! Well. No! Oh, come on! I will not die to you today. Don't die to dragon forehead. I think you nailed that. Came up with the obvious solution. You started the sentence with just forehead in the right spot. Perfect Twitch memeage.
Bearer of the curtain.
No, shut up. Just...
Yes.
Man, okay, so if you want to have a level up NPC, have them do nothing except just go straight to level up.
I knew you'd be...
Yeah. Buy my stuff, dude. Man. I wish you could sell items. Is there going to be a sell items vendor at some point? There is, yes. Okay, cool. Alright, that's going to go to 1A. Well, that's 168 at the moment. I think that'll catch up. This is at +4 at 168. That's at +2. 168. Plus 2 is going to be 159. Plus 3 is going to be 159. I don't have enough for another one. That's
I'll
the
be
plan.
around if you make it back.
I want to have both because I want to see. Okay, hang on. That's actually really good. Alright, let's do that. You can't compare stats here? Oh, you can. No, you can't. Right, but in any case. I'm not sure. Let's check the other ones. How far along? Hey Fox, it's going well. Let's try out the this. Oh man, I wish it had the see, this one doesn't have the symbol. Like, it's got lightning damage. This one's fire. And it's got a fire symbol. This one doesn't have the lightning symbol. I need a safe word for when I want answers. I don't know, maybe. Lightning is inherent. Oh, the fire symbol shows it was imbued. Right, okay, I get that. That was a bad test. I'm doing 199. So this lightning one will be better on the similar level. So we kind of want to upgrade that. Well, against those big guys. I wonder how it goes here. Alright, so this is my regular thwart on light attack. I gotta do heavy attack so I can stagger them. $283. Whoop. 64. Man, so if we can quickly farm this up to higher, this lightning sword will be better down here. I don't know if I've got a chunk. Or a large one. I need a large stone. Oh, what's that? Stores HP. Who are you and why haven't you been here before? Why are you here? Oh, he's normally the dude that's walking up here. He was all the way in there. Why were you all the way in there, dude? You pet the doggo. You can game whatever you want. The second heavy strike does just a tiny bit less damage than the first heavy strike. And so I can just four-shot these guys with 4 single heavy strikes, but I can't do it where I can't four-shot them if the last one is a return strike. You cannot figure out the dog. The dogs are really simple. You throw the ball, you rub their tummy, you give them kisses and food. You pick up their poops. It's really that simple. You know, scratch them in the ear, you know, that sort of deal. It is not rocket science. They had 12? Well, then you rub their bellies. Also, rotating on a downswing is wrong. Don't rotate on your downswing. I mean, I'm telling them not to. They're going to because they haven't been programmed properly. But, yeah, if you're making a game, don't let enemies rotate on their downswing. Oh, that's right. Enemies only exist to be killed X number of times, don't they? Never to be returned. So you can literally just, if you suck, you could slowly just kill the first guy until he never shows up again. And then keep killing the second guy until he never shows up again, right? Happy days. That's a really interesting option for players that need that little bit of a boost, right? Or if it's just some area where some enemies just have your number for with timings and stuff. I wonder, I mean... Yeah, I mean, devs don't try to make a crappy game. So it's not like you can go, oh, with all the bad decisions they made, why'd they make that, put that one in? It's like they probably thought a lot of the bad decisions were good at the time. Or at least didn't think they were terrible. Bonus points for like cutting his cape off. There's 2 conditions for... Oh, wow. He had like one hit point. For the respawn. Killing the bonfire. That's super obvious. Is that the one that makes it... makes them tougher? Yeah, I heard something about the Covenant of Champions, so that's fun. Wait, what if you're farming drops and they haven't come and you've perma-despawned the last of the enemy in the zone? I guess you have to up the thing then. Harder combat. What, they just make your hitbox bigger? Hashtag never salty. Why aren't you dying in 4 hits anymore? Yeah, it's got a special thing, doesn't it? Yeah, I think I know. There's like an item you can use on the bonfire to beef it up. I'm nowhere near you. I mean, that's interesting. I don't know if I'd call it neat, but sure. Do these guys get stronger every time you kill them, or a little bit more hit points, or is it a random range? Because that guy was always dying to 3 strikes. And some of these dudes that have been dying to 4 heavy strikes, 4 single heavy strikes in a row, they're now not dying to 4 single heavy strikes. Just go get my what you know in reality could be different. I think well, that's the thing too. You only notice something like that if the kill threshold is so tight. Does hollowing decrease strength? Or output. It definitely reduces your max HP. Oh, I see, but does it do that by lowering your vigor at the... Yeah, that's a good point. Ooh. Well... I've gotten one of the, these little White Knight dudes, the little guys here. I've gotten one of their armor pieces from fighting them, and it looks like a pretty cool piece, stat-wise. Looks-wise, it's... but, you know, stats, baby. And we've killed a few of them. This has some good fashion souls. Yeah. Overall, as an IP, yes. There's definitely some standouts.
I knew you'd be around soon. Go on, show me what you've got.
What I've got is a need for, I think... Oh, let's just buy you out then. Now that one needs a large titanite shard, which I don't have and he's not selling.
I'll be around if you make it back.
Thank you. Alright, double check. Helmets. Will I want to go to that helmet at some point? Maybe. I don't know. I'll hold on to it for now. That's the Drangelic. Drangleic? Drangelic. Why not? Which is freaking heavy. But it's got some beefcake stats on it. That one can go. That one can go. Alright. That's the Drangleic. It's the last one. Again, beefcake stats, but we'll get rid of the Falconeer gloves. Falconer? Falconeer. Hollow infantry can go. I guess Falconer we can keep on those for a while. And the Drangleic. Okay. Just put the hollow one in. I guess eventually I'll be using equipment. Load stuff. Want to look at the shields? I don't really want to look at all the shields and things, but probably should. So we're looking for 100 like that one. If I want to block it all. Yeah, it means no physical damage. I'm sorry, Tarek, but that's why I love the level layout so far. I like a lot of the it's just the combat is terrible. It's sad. I'm sad too. I was really excited for this. Not junk. Did I call it junk? It's supposed to be jank, not junk. Yeah, it's jank souls. It's janky, not junky. Only one letter difference, but big meaning difference. No, that's okay. I could have quite easily mistyped that, which would have been funny, in a sense. Junk Souls is actually a better title, but not as true. Like I said, the area with the I guess the ruins with the fire salamanders down the bottom, like the level is just amazing. Just where the shortcuts were and the keys and the couple bosses in there and everything, it's great. But yeah, the combat, the hitbox and the stuff, the things, oh man. What they need to do is put just Dark Souls 1 combat in this. Everything's fine. Solved. Problem solved. Look at that. Panz solves the internet. I really like the idea of fully killing off enemies. Hitbox and directions are bad. Yeah, I had huge issues with it yesterday. And I found out, I did some research on some of the things, I found out why. And it's one of the things that I'll push until they never exist. Iframes for dodge rolling in combat is terrible design. If they fix the combat, what would the fanboys rate? That's true. Okay, this is doing 1 damage less on these guys than this sword. And it's 1 level lower, so... Actually, that was... Less even. I don't know why that was. Whoop. It's got a nice burny sound. Oh, what do we get? Oh, I've already got their chainmail. Okay, hang on. Oh, interesting. You can't do a light attack follow-up from a heavy attack. Interesting. I guess because your follow-through on that is so far around, you need to... I don't know. Okay, we've consistently been able to kill that guy before he gets the first attack in with this sword, so maybe they just don't have as much lightning. But yeah, I would not be surprised in the slightest if there was, you know, source code proof that there is not there are no actual hitboxes on the player character here, or not always used. And I want both of you. Come on. There we go. Oh, Matty is getting his daily yoink in. Oh. Pan's getting daily yoinked by this guy. Oh, go away. One at a time, fellas. One at a time. That blows my mind that you can get interrupted. There is some iframes in there. At a later stage, or more like that your physical body's no... I mean, they technically, you know... I guess the definition of an iframe is any frame where you are invincible. Yeah, where basically you've already started the animation to walk through the mist. How much of ADP? It's getting higher since yesterday. It's low at the moment. Which is... It's funny. That is part of the problem I had yesterday. But it needs to translate differently, right? A stat should do something to your player that then demonstrates to you on screen what's happened. And this is why I so much hate iframes in action combat. Because it doesn't demonstrate anything. Like, so something better is having a stat that will give you a faster roll, or games that do like a dash instead of a roll, like a side dash or a forward dash or whatever, making that faster so that you physically get out of the way of an attack instead of having an iframe is much better, because then you can see it. You can do a video analysis on it if you want to, and go, okay, in this frame I'm not getting hit, and in this frame, oh, I didn't get hit and I was out of the way. Or, you know, if you record your gameplay because you want to accuse the game of cheating, and you look at it and go, okay, I didn't get hit there. Let's look at the recording. Okay, not getting hit, not getting hit. Oh, I'm actually getting hit and taking damage. Iframes are weight-based. Iframes still shouldn't exist in action combat. That requires a perfect hitbox though? Yes, and we have processing, like, even back at this stage. Or, you know, like Dark Souls 1, I don't think now, obviously it has iframes, but outside of iframes, I don't think I ever fully believed that I had avoided a hit that I'd taken damage from. There was maybe less than half a dozen where I'm like, oh, maybe I dodged that, and then I think, nah, I didn't. And perfect hitboxes are, you know, they're fairly common. It requires better design. So if you have an enemy with a huge, like a massive, like Smo's hammer, right? It just means that you need to make sure you can get your player out from underneath it. You know, don't be standing under it. Because in reality, if you're rolling and that lands on you, it's still gonna hurt, right? But, you know, being invincible that moment that it squashes you into the ground and then standing up and going, yeah, sorry, buddy. You know, watching my stamina. And I got punished. I'm like, why am I not doing anything? Because you got no stamina, Panz. Yeah, so iframes are good in different types of games. 2D games were really good. Some of them were good because you can't sidestep enemies. Right? Whereas 3D games, enemy comes down with a big overhand chop, you just step aside from it, right? Roll off to the side. You don't have to move that far. You can't do that in a 2D game. So any enemy with a big sword that does an overhand swing and has the entire, or let's get an ogre wielding a tree stump, right? That's pretty iconic, right? And he's gripping it by like squeezing the sides. He's not even holding it like a bear hug or anything. He's just tough, right? So he's ogre handling this thing by squeezing the sides of it, and he's going to slam that tree stump down into the ground in front of him, right? And it's going to be, 3 or 4 meters long. You've got two choices as a player usually, and that is if you're back far enough you can roll out the way of it, or you roll between his legs. Both of those are really good options. The other option, if your game doesn't allow for you moving through players, let's assume he doesn't open his legs wide enough, his thigh gap's too small. Because some 2D games won't let you just walk past enemies, they block you. You almost need an iframe situation for that. And that sort of symbolizes that you weren't rolling backwards. You were rolling off to the side, either to the forescreen or the background side of the screen, right? And you've done it in a way that the enemy, he's already too committed to his swing that he can't change the angle. So the iframe is more to say, if you roll early, he sees you and he can sort of follow you a little bit. Can compensate for your rolling too early. If you roll too late, well then you didn't get out of the way in time. But yeah, in that situation, the iframe is, I rolled to the side. That makes sense. Yeah. In a 3D game, you don't need to do that. Just move to the side. Like actually move to the side. Like this. Okay. Which is also then why enemies with an overhand attack in a 3D game, their following of your movement needs to be limited. Well, that was terrible because I was only holding it in one hand. And again, we're at Zood. Sidestepping in 4th dimension. So if you've got a magic character and one of your buttons isn't a dodge roll, but it's a like a shield barrier, that would be a good replacement for iframes. You would technically still be invincible, but only because, well, you wouldn't. Maybe you've got a shield. It's different. It absorbs X amount of damage, or depending how you program the combat in the game. Yeah, I think I can level up every chance I get, and then we'll get to the dragon eventually. Where you have a system that you need to find out outside the game, and I think this right now is the best example. We're going to increase a stat that is going to hopefully lead to us having more iframes during our roll.
Swallow you whole.
That makes no sense. Right? Especially in an RPG, it literally makes 0 sense. You gain strength, your character gets stronger, you can hit harder. One thing you hate about comics, in some cases, making a slow villain defeat a speedster by predicting what they'll do. Million times faster perception. Yeah. It's kind of, yeah. So things like, in a game that does a dash, and you take points in something that, and they can tell you increases the speed of your dash, you can then see that on screen. You can now avoid hits by, you know, being quicker at getting out their way. Which, you know, if you're really good at the combat system in the game that you're playing, you might not need to take points in faster dash because you could probably just be better at responding, your human reaction speed. If you're not, you could take faster dash and go, okay, that gives me a little bit of a window to get my dash in because my character will get out the way. Having more iframes, you know, there you go. Put that agility up. Your character's still moving, like, so then there's like the equipment load and roll speed and stuff as well, which are also important because that'll make you move faster. What build am I going for? I'm going for one with enough ADP to give me towards the top end of the iframes, so that I can be more dodgy than tanky. I would like to increase my equipment load high enough so I can have slightly better armor, so that when I do get hit, it's not terrible. And be more strength before dexterity in terms of sword weapon usage. What's the number you need on kills to perma-despawn an enemy? Hey Shadow Cyber, this is my first time playing Dark Souls 2. I played 1 a fair bit. I haven't played 3. I've played quite a fair few other Souls-ish. Or Souls-likes. Or even Souls-type combat without souls. It's 10 kills, thank you. For a game called Dark, there sure is very bright and crisp looking places. Yeah. It is true. The sun still shines. Yeah, I love the level layouts. And the set designs. Praise light. Yeah. I think I also, as much as I hate the humanity thing, I think the yeah, I think that kills to perma-despawn is amazing. It's such a great plan. I almost want to go through the early levels and you know, despawn everything so I can yeah, just level up while it's worth it. What do you mean perma-despawn? After you've done that, when you perma-despawn something, it doesn't spawn back in after you sit at the bonfire. Oh, okay. I went for a light attack after my heavy attack, and it doesn't. You've got to wait for a short cooldown. I think that's fair, but I'm gonna have to get used to it. No, that's exactly what we're talking about, Mattias. That's why I asked how many times do you need to kill something to perma-despawn it. stuck on 4 bosses, otherwise 100% kill them. Nice, dude. Yes, absolutely. I think it's a great design because there's in games like this, there's some enemies that just seem to have your number, right? Like their move set and your timing just don't gel in the worst possible ways. It doesn't make you a bad player, it doesn't make you a scrub or anything else that the fanboys will call you. It's just sometimes it just happens. It happens in other things in life as well. That some things just don't mix with either whether it be your mental state or your physiology. They can be almost impossible to overcome. Discussed it, whether it's good or bad. I'm going to say straight up, I think it's good. Because if someone's struggling in an area, what the habit generally is to go backwards to the most comfortable farm, like the min-max, least amount of effort per XP, like it'd be an XP per hour sort of rate, right? Just to farm up some levels. That doesn't work at certain points because you can't keep going back to the same spot. It'll get that spot won't yield as much, or it could potentially yield a higher XP per hour, but that means as you level up, that's just gonna be a lot longer you have to do that for. Whereas being able to sort of fight out some tough enemies in the zone you're in, knowing that some key ones will disappear. It's not stupid. Going back to, if you want to farm XP to get a couple levels, doing it in the zone you're in is generally not in your best interest. You're going to get more XP per kill, but you could be taking a lot longer. Oh, what's a spoiler? It varies from different people. Knowing the names or the fact that a boss comes back. I've already seen Pursuer a second time, so I wouldn't be surprised if there were other bosses that come back. Potentially could be, but it doesn't bother me. But yeah, giving tips to other people would, I'm glad you want to do that in DMs. No, you haven't. I mean, you probably could have for... I guess technically you have, but not in a way that I care. Oh, dead. I can't remember what I was playing, but someone that was playing and was ahead of me mentioned something about names of some of the bosses, and people were all, don't spoil. I'm like, what did they spoil? Like the name of a boss? Like, it's better. No, this is my first time in DS2. I play a lot of Souls style games and third-person action combat RPGs. But yeah, first time here. Well, probably like 20th time where I'm standing, but... Oh, that's alright, man. Don't worry about it. Me? Oh, I'm on PC. One of the downsides, though, Matt, is for having the that perma despawn system, which could happen with these guys. Oh, look at this too. Like, I see how after I'd finished the backstab, I did 2 swings, specifically because I knew the first one would miss. And it made no sense. Like, it actually swiped through him and chinked the ground. Right? But the reason is, if we have a look at this swing, that's the calculation for the hitbox is based off a pure vertical swing, pure horizontal swing. Because he's prone, is basically considered invincible against a horizontal swing. Right? It's stuff like that which led people to think, is it a hit scan? You know, is it aiming at a certain point? Which, like I said, it could be. I don't think it is. I think it's a. If you're doing stuff like that to save calculations, you wouldn't use a hit scan system for that. You would just do a straight up distance check, and have a height value on the hitbox. But you can do things with assumptions to save calculations. Like, if you've got a vertical height of, let's say, where he's holding his hands now, and that's, let's say we're pretty tall boy. Let's say that's 1 meter, right? Anything that's shorter than 1 meter cannot get hit by a vertical swing. Oh, I've done it. Yeah, it's fighting. It's working out that pattern on that specific guy because he was close to the bonfire of how I could kill him. Right. So doing this swing on anyone that's within that's shorter than 1 meter cannot be hit. So you don't have to do any more calculations. So, based on a prone model, lying down, they can't be hit by a vertical swing. A horizontal swing, sorry. Yeah, it's pretty close. Sometimes something goes wrong. Like that guy I've been able to just walk up to and kill in 4 hits before he does anything. And more importantly, before his friend finds out. Maybe these guys can't be backstabbable. Backstabbed? They're not backstabbable? I don't know. The healing is slow. Yeah, the Estus is... well, it's really small. There's another weird design is that it's a short heal over time, but it's still a heal over time. Whether the animation is a heal over like the animation is definitely a heal over time, but whether the healing goes through immediately or not, I don't know. But it's light. I haven't upgraded my Estus yet. I haven't found anything to upgrade my Estus yet. Collect my souls back, please. We're gonna get to this dragon. It's gonna happen. Yeah. So that's how it's been going down the majority of the time in the past. I get all 4 hits off, and by that time this guy's pulled. And we bring him back far enough that if I die, I can get my souls easily enough. Oh man, I wonder if I can kick them off. Ooh. Don't be the chainmail. Ooh, gauntlets, nice. One day. They're nowhere as much of an improvement as the chainmail is. The chainmail is such a huge improvement for the weight cost. Whereas you definitely want to push that up to Django, like, if you can. Mass staggers them harder. What's mass? Oh. Oh, in terms of protection? Oh, a mace? I just played a mace run for Dark Souls 1. I was really open to having more weapons. I'm still going to play with a few different weapons just to sort of get the feel for it on this playthrough. But with limited shards from the blacksmith, I don't really want to be leveling up too many. Oh. Guess I don't have to infuse all of them. You just wait until you get some good ones. Not getting to the dragon yet. Oh man, I really badly want to try against the that dude. Is he he's the last dude before the dragon? I'm going to die at the dragon though if I do this right. Oh, buddy, I just need you to come back far enough in case things go pear-shaped. They shouldn't, I just need to not be cocky. Why are you taking 4 hits now? Oh, crit? No. I don't know. little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I'm farming a bit, and if some of them despawn along the way, that's okay. But I also want to try and I can't do it on other things. And I'm just sort of the goal really is I want to push towards the dragon. So yeah, if we do get a despawn along the way, cool. If not, cool. I think, and this is where I often find each playthrough of a game like this comes so much easier. Not from getting better, just from understanding the system. So, unless I was doing a magic build, I think next time, I'd just be pumping everything into ADP at the start. No strength, no anything, no hit points, no stamina, just all ADP until I reached a soft cap. Yeah, I often miss it when I mean, I had heaps of fun. Like, probably the most fun I've had of most of my different games runs with Dark Souls last week.
Bearer of the curse.
But we just crushed it.
Seek the king, lest this land.
Except for the very early bits, but you know, we'll talk about that. There we go. And it wasn't from having a very strong combination or anything, it was just knowing the system a bit better. And it wasn't slow. It definitely wasn't fast. Well, it got pretty quick in the middle section. We just romped through the middle. Actually, we romped through from pretty much after gargoyles. You know, the only thing that held us up was kings, and everything else was just we cleared the zone and then one shot most of the stuff after that. Well, until the DLC, but we won't talk about that. It feels like I've killed this guy 12 times today. He should be dead already. There you go. That's better. Oh, we didn't even pull his friend. Look at that. We could potentially get this guy before the healed, whatever they're called, knight. Fun. I did not join the Champions Covenant. I don't think I've joined any covenant. Is there a way I can check somewhere just to be sure? By my health bar? Oh, inside the little spot for a portrait. away, get away. That was a funny one. On that last 2 hits, I heavied, and I went to do a quick as a return, which doesn't work. So we go heavy, quick, or light, whatever. You have to wait for that. But I was able to go heavy, light, no, and then back for the... I got the backswing on the heavy in time. Very lucky. Stamina. Ooh. Not quite enough stamina to roll in and for hit. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking it feels like I've killed them more than 2. I haven't killed... Well, I mean, we've done this lap a lot today. I didn't do this lap yesterday. I was down the other side trying to work out the parry. And then I went, I don't like the parry. Oh, that's not the hallway, Panz. Was it even close? Okay, I was pretty close. Close is good enough, yeah? Parry timing is different for every category. Categories depend on reach, positioning, timing changes again. Yes. And the saddest thing is it's not consistent with the visuals that you see. Hey, 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 hey. I'm going to do my best to play more of these type of games this year. I've been fairly light on them last time. And there weren't too many new ones. Some, but we could go digging for old ones. Just to have a comparison, but I think Surge 2 stand out. And it's not, I don't think it's even close. So if you know a game that you think it's close, let me know so we can check it out. But I think Surge 2 has the best parry system I've ever played. And it is a little telegraphy. I know some people are like, oh, they're just too... It doesn't matter. Like, that does matter a little bit, I guess, from a visual point. But just the responsiveness of it and how it feels. Do you think the Sekiro system... I mean, we're going to play Sekiro this year. So if you think it's up there... I stood there admiring my hit. Meanwhile, dude's not dead. Oh, no, no, no. Stamina. Bonskis. How's that? Oh, that's fine. It's tight and well done. That's good. Because there are some games that just nail it. And it's got nothing to do with complexities of enemy and moveset designs. It's just something to do with how they go about calculating their collisions and stuff. Like if you're into platformers, I'm still yet to play Celeste properly. I've played very, very small bits and pieces. Friends and family have it because they're like, because it's been there to check out, and I'm like, I need to check it out. But it's just so tight with the platforming. And you know, if you can get combat that feels as good as the Celeste platforming feels, you know, you've already built a bit of a winner on that one. Do I go for the thing? Or we go back to... Yeah, we go for the thing, right? Go for the Dargan. I'm still missing 2 bits of armor from the dudes as well, and I've farmed one of them into extinction. Uh-oh. Risk it, Panz. Risk it. Oh, he went back for a 4th hit. I love it. Cheap bastard. I'm in 2 minds on whether you should see enemies' stamina bars or if they should even have them. It can make some for some cool gameplay though, right? He didn't want to fight. He's like, leave me alone. Oh, I like that swing that. Oh. These guys have a really cool attack when they're holding their sword, like their sword arms close to their chest. And it's just like a little, like backhand. And they, you know, I go in for that move and they backhand me before I hit them. And it, you know, that one feels like I deserve that because I didn't notice where their arm was. But if their arm's sort of off to the, like hanging out to the side, they don't do it, you know, and it's... And knowing that you need to look out for that's so cool. How's Neo though? Like that's another one that I really want to have a look at. Come on. He's like, I heard my friend die. Old Knight Great Sword. It'd be ridiculously big. And he has like Ninja Gaiden with limited stamina, but really fun. All about positioning and dodging. I would much prefer that. Unless the parry system is like really good, I much prefer just, you know, just dodging. Neo's a noper, though. Heavily doing extensive weapon combos and mix-maxing. Yeah, see, that's going to be tough for me because I like to... I usually like to have one weapon that I really focus on and get better with during a playthrough. And then normally it's not until I do a different playthrough that I get a different weapon. Because I don't know... I tend to sort of think that I need to have that extensive practice with a particular weapon. Whereas I'm probably a little bit better than that. I don't need as much practice with one particular weapon. Neo allows unlimited respecs. Yeah, but having to go do that kind of makes it... puts you in a position where you could almost be playing by wiki. Which, again, makes me wonder, is that such a bad idea since wikis exist? The internet is a thing. We're nowhere near despawning this guy. But everyone else is pretty close. I think if we just got to him, I'd be happy to go for the dragon. I should have a shield on for this guy, I think. This is the exact moment. This is the biggest thing I love about the Souls mechanic. I have to choose between going back and cashing in my souls or pressing on a point that I haven't made it to before, especially when I've got I've got good health and an Estus. But if we lose our stuff up here, I might not get it back. And since enemies have limited respawn, like it's, you can't just grind them back again. Well, of course, that's got the best fire. So do we just tank up and walk in? I mean, I'm not just after souls. I'm here because I want to kill the dragon. That's fat rolly though. I think shield doesn't spend souls first. Yeah, but then the enemies respawn. And I've got to get back to this position. Oh, that answered that. So it's where that despawn thing has a nice little bonus to it, is that, you know, yeah, if you're struggling to push a point, you just got to despawn a couple of the enemies, which I guess what you need to do is, if that's the plan, you probably need to just do it more efficiently. Just head down, get in there, and make it happen.